Well, hello everybody. Once again, this is me, Bud, welcoming you to another day in the lifelong vlog blog challenge. What we have today is first the typing results. That is 45 words per minute, 15.4 error percentage, in a time of 7 minutes 55, or rather 56 seconds. Thank you. One of the things I'm finding a definite need for is to speak at a basically more continuous words per minute. Now, I'm talking about speaking at a rate of words per minute, an average. I've been doing some looking into it, and apparently 150 words, that's 150 words per minute, is about the speed that most people can keep up with and not be not have so much information thrown at them so it's not be able to understand what is being said, and to catch enough people who aren't going to become bored at a slower rate. So you have to have a rate at which the majority can get, and without being bored to tears, insofar as the pace is concerned. Now, that does not mean that at any point, or at points throughout your presentation, that you can't speed up a little bit, that you can't slow down. In either case, to emphasize or draw attention to, or for some other reason, have good cause for doing so. Um, even at the prescribed 150, if all you did was 150, then that in and of itself would tend toward boring people or putting them to sleep for the monotone, or maybe not monotone, but the monotony of the single rate. So yes, you're going to speed it up at one point or another. You're going to slow down at one point or another. You're going to speak more loudly or more softly to emphasize points. Although, be careful in speaking more softly that the person furthest away from you, regardless how quietly, that they can still hear. I think it's a relative to your normal volume at which you speak. Also, there is tonality, how, not only what you say, these things are important, but how you say them. Where do you put your emphasis on the words, on which syllable? Okay, so which syllable of a word, which words within a sentence, um, inflections, if that's the proper word. When you and we do some of these things, instinctively at this point, having learned, like for example, in writing, you'd put a question mark because that's the way you indicate that in writ. But in speaking, you would kind of come up right at the end of the sentence. Would you not? Okay, maybe that's not the best of examples, but you know that you can state the same words one way and it's not a question. In some cases, state the exact same words, but because of how you end it higher, um, that tells folks that it, in this case, is a question versus a statement, for example. So there's a lot that goes into it, and I've begun looking online for instruction along these lines. So that's something that we need to be addressing if we've not had cause to address that in our lives up to this point. Maybe not the most important thing in the grand scheme of things today, but do know that that is coming down the pike. So much so that even with people who have made earned lots in network marketing, they will have, let's say, developed some scripts. They found some ways of stringing words together, and they've they found that worked, and so they tend to just say things the same way once they settle down upon a way that works. And so in training others, they might write that out and hand it to folks, and folks are following those words verbatim, again, saying what they're saying, but because of the differences in inflection and tonality and emphasis on words and syllables within words, etc., the people are not having the same results. So there is definitely something to this, and it does need to be addressed at some point. Just be aware of that. If you find that you're talking to so many people and not getting any results, you might try changing not necessarily what you say, but how you say it, or perhaps both. But after so many tries and no successes in talking with folks, you have to imagine that it's something else. So don't keep doing something forever, getting no results. Again, everything we do, we should be what? We should be doing it. We should be reflecting upon it. What was good, what was bad, and the whys, and what changes can you make for the next time. Okay, so anyway, that's enough. This is Bud. We're signing off. We look forward to the next time we can spend time together. Hopefully that will be as soon as tomorrow, but if not, then hopefully sooner than later. But in either case, until then, do take care and keep plugging at it. You cannot lose if you do not quit. Okay? In fact, they say, there are no losers in network marketing. There are, however, quitters. An interesting statistic, it is said that for individuals who don't make hardly a dime, if they stay in for 10 years, then some crazy number like 95% of them end up earning at least $100,000 a year. I think that's an average, the $100,000 a year. Well, no, I don't think that's an average. I think that's the amount that they end up earning eventually. I think the 10 years is an average. Someone might stay in 8, another one might stay in 12, but on average, those who stay in at least 10 years end up making $100,000, at least $100,000 a year. It might be $100,000 a month. Who knows? That's going to depend on who eventually comes in. Now, if you're interested in not waiting for 10 years, then we're going to have to do some of these other things that I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, we're out of here. Thank you again, and so long.